We start with the glass. A fascination from being a kid and growing up around churches and brass rubbings and weird things with my mother, and I've always loved the colours and the textures and the feel of it. And once I started, I never stopped. So all the colours from the wine, the Shiraz and the Cabernet was all crystallised on the wood, looked amazing, and I just thought, wow, I've got to do something with this. So put them in the ute, took them home, put them in my shed. They sat down there for probably 18 months, stunk. The flies, the little vinegar flies were shocking. Made 10 frames out of them, and then looked at the frames and I thought, what am I going to do with these? So the winery series came about, number one, because the colours of the wine, the series, that was the story of what I'd been doing through vintage. It was the colours that suited the frames. Yeah, and it was a lot of fun, and it just told a story. One of my favourites was a piece called Red Tank Gone Over, and it was something that I saw at the winery, a tank that there was a little bit of a mishap, which things happen, and the red wine that was the red juice, red wine at the stage, it erupted from the top of that tank. Looked amazing, never forgot it. So I put it into one of my pieces. And the border collies, the vineyards, the grapes, the wine, it's the whole story all went together with these frames, and it really had to be that. These frames told me what to do with them. The Volkswagen exhibition came about, well, it started really because I walked into a car dealership one day and I saw a combi van and I wanted it. I just wanted it. It had my name on it. The number plate was WER. It just had my name on it. I wanted it. Anyway, I went away and thought about it for a while, and reality struck and said, Sal, you just can't do it. So I ended up instead having an exhibition in that car dealership, and my theme was VW combis. And I Birrabang was an interesting job. The client wanted the panels. It started off with two huge triangular panels, and they were roughly 4 metres in length by 1.5 metres high and down across. The client wanted them done in one piece, and I'm going, that's going to be really hard. You just can't do that. Structurally, you can't do it. You can't move it. You can't do this. And if you, no, that's what I want. So I said, okay, well, that's what we do. But you're going to have to. And then once the windows were completed, it took 6 people to lift the things up into situ, and we didn't have to go very far. But the windows were designed around a huge centre beam, and the clients wanted birds, and I saw a gum tree coming out of this beam, so the beam turned into a gum tree that was shooting out its branches, and off these branches came all sorts of good old Australian birds and the old possum and blossoms, and it was great. Garden was fun. That was just trying to playing around with plates. I just, and just different things, and I frequent op shops and things like that, and it was just collecting stuff, and I like to collect stuff, and then I like to design around what I have. So I think that started off actually with a plate that had the most amazing fish on it, and then I designed around that, and I added to it, and I loved the clear glass with the textures. It's all clear, there's no colour, and it was just bringing textures in, and the glass in itself catches the light. Every time you look at it, you're going to see something different because the light just catches it's different. It's the hardest thing in the world to photograph. And it's three-dimensional. It was plates cut up, and it was just fun. Leadlight. It is a terrible name. Nobody wants to. Leadlight, you want to quake in your boots. But it's such a traditional art, and it's actually a wonderful art, and it can be done very poorly, but it also can be done very amazingly. I myself like to challenge, and I like to be different. So I'm not going to do something that somebody else has already done, and as soon as I've done it, I think, okay, let's come up with another idea.